That's how those voices sound in your head when you do not entertain something positive to drown them out. And it's more negative that will consume you versus thinking positive. You have to be intentional about the things you listen to, the things you read, the places you go, the conversations you have, because at some point, anything that's around you will become you. It will become a part of you. It will become a part of your thought process. It's important to feed yourself things on a positive note, because more negative can take over without, not even intentional. Not to say you're a negative person, but I think it's just how the mind is built to just lean towards the opposite of what's good.
Little toughness.
Listen, stop feeling sorry for yourself. But come on, man, what's wrong with you?
Mental toughness mindset.
I had to go to grow.
Covers up. The big happens. The big happens.
Martin Luther King.
You got challenges that you're going to run across.
Okay, so welcome to another episode of Elite Psyche on this podcast. Well, we call it the Big Show now. We done with the podcast. This is a show. And on this show, we usually interview people who have been successful because most successful people have gone through a lot of challenges, and that will make you an elite psyche person. But today I have a special guest host. She's elite too, but she's gonna discuss the three topics that we have today. Her name is Tawana Johnson, and she's in Memphis, Tennessee. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Tawana. Tell us a little bit about your life. Give us a 1-minute overview.
I am Tawana Johnson. I am a licensed insurance agent, more so on the life and health side of insurance. I'm a mother of 2 children, transitioned from the Army, and I love God and all his people and foolishness too.
Okay. So are you originally from Memphis?
I am born and raised.
Okay. North Memphis or where?
North Memphis. North 38128 exit 8, as we say out here.
Oh my God. I just saw some foolishness the other day from North Memphis. And I'm like, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. I don't know if you saw this, but it was a rap song with a young lady. You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh my God. The world's coming to an end. I'm just telling you that right now.
So I'm from North Memphis, but anyone that has known me or interacts with me, they always ask, "Are you from Memphis?"
Memphis, okay.
You don't act
all
like
right.
it.
You don't act like, okay.
So them people over in the north, we're gonna leave. So I'm quite sure whatever you saw, I can believe it times 10.
Oh my God. So
North Memphis is one of those.
Yes.
Ain't no telling what you know.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, so Valerie, let's get started. Let's show our first video, and we're gonna come back. And this is a video too. Let me say this that I saw on YouTube, and I want to give them credit for it. So when we come back, I'm gonna tell you guys where I saw it at and what podcast it was, because I hate to be using people's stuff without telling them. So, I mean, but I really love this conversation that she was having. And I said, this would be great topic to talk about. So let's go with that one, Valerie.
One is guaranteed to die. Why does 80% of African Americans lack life insurance?
Oh, I feel like I be talking a lot, but I'm ready.
Go ahead.
This is definitely my topic. This is in direct alignment with my content. It is the thought process that tomorrow is not guaranteed, true, but I'm going to live for today. I can't afford it. They don't want to allocate that money to their future. And a lot of Black people do not think about the responsibility that they have to leave their children an inheritance. At minimum, can you leave me debt free? They are dying with $10,000, $20,000 funeral bills that we got to have a fish fry and a t-shirt sale to pay for. People don't understand that a lot of generational wealth, the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, they built their generational wealth by putting life insurance policies on their elderly and waiting on them to die. They took those hundreds of thousands of dollars and started their businesses. And they created trust for the next line of life insurance to go into a trust so we could keep it going. We don't think past today. So we want to live for today because tomorrow's not promised. That's true. But what if you live to be 85? Then what? What if you have children and you leave them in debt? You leave nothing for them. Really, to be honest, the easiest way to build generational wealth is by having life insurance. But we do not plan and we don't care about the generations to come. Why? I'm dead. They can figure it out when I'm gone, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
All right. So that was first off, in my opinion, with Tom Swoop. That's his podcast. It's on YouTube. Please go and subscribe to it. He has some great information. I subscribed to it a while back, and I've looked at some of his videos, and I saw that one. I said, this is something we have to talk about, especially when we have Miss Tawana on tonight. And so you got to share with me your thoughts on that, because you are an insurance lady. You do life, and what other kind of insurance do you? Is life,
Health,
just life?
Life and health at this point, but I've worked in all aspects of insurance: life, health, property, auto. Yeah. Okay.
So tell me what you think about that.
I agree with her statement 100% all the way. What I've personally noticed myself is it's mostly men that make the statement, and not to say it's all men, but most men, unless they are truly grounded in like their family and they either grew up a little bit different than now, their thing is, well, I'll be dead. I mean, it really don't matter. But the thing is, they don't think about, and she said a lot of people live for today versus thinking about tomorrow. Even in living for today, what are you living for if you're not invested in something that's going to carry on after you're gone? It's essentially a legacy, something that continues to live and grow when you're no longer here. Insurance is not a bill, which most people seem to consider it or look at it that way. It's even said that most people, as soon as they come up on hard times, the first thing they want to do is eliminate their life insurance or eliminate insurance in general. Here in Memphis, 85% of the people drive without auto insurance. And I learned that starting off on the auto side, auto insurance, and then insuring property, businesses, or homes. And then later going into, getting them health and life insurance. But trying to get people even to get auto insurance, it was like, well, I'll just be careful. If I get hit, it's on somebody else, or I'll let the state pay for it. Or, hey, the thought process that we have behind life insurance is it's warped. It's it's hard, but for me, I still feel I'm fairly young, even though I'm 40, but I feel as though the mindset comes from lack of knowledge. It's not enough conversations that are had about the importance of life insurance. We don't talk about it collectively as a family. I remember growing up, what I heard about insurance, I just knew you needed it. You should have it. Understanding life insurance, I didn't understand it until I got my first job and started working, and my dad talked about what benefits does your employer offer? Make sure they have a good benefits package. What does the insurance look like? Once I had kids, then I started thinking about life insurance. Like she said, a lot of the wealthier people make investments. They either do it on their older grandparents or parents. Everybody collectively comes together because it's much more expensive to get life insurance on an older person. But if you have a family of 7 adults and some teenagers that are working, if everybody took a little bit of money and put it together, they could afford their life insurance policy. Like that. If you can't afford it on an older person, put it on your young child. As soon as you have a child, it is the least expensive to get life insurance when they're young. And you can get a whole life policy that's going to build cash value so that by the time they're 18 or maybe even 21 and they're trying to, branch out on their own, whether it's get their own house or car, they're not trying to work an extra job or figure out where they're going to get some money for a down payment or money towards a car. A lot of other people, other races, other backgrounds, other people that are established, they already have that cash value built up and say, hey, don't worry about trying to like overwork yourself. Take the cash value off your life insurance and that'll give you a good start. But we as a people, for some reason, don't have enough conversations about life insurance. We don't talk about death. We don't talk about investing. We don't talk about wills. All of these things that we are exposed to because we have now social media, we have technology, we have phones, we have internet, but we don't put the focus where we necessarily should, being adults. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on it.
I was going to say exactly what you said, that the rumor is that as soon as people get in financial trouble, they cancel the insurance policy right quick. And you answered that before I even asked you that. So I know that in our community that it's never really talked about, and people, you see people who won't get a policy, but their kids have on $200 Jordans. They have on the Gucci sweater, and okay, yeah, they have all that on, but they say they don't have any money to pay for a small amount for insurance. I know that's challenging when you talk to people because, I'm sure about when you really realize what the policy can do, you want to help a lot of people. Besides make money, you do want to help the community and say, look, this is what you can have, but it's just hard for us to hear.
And that's really what got me into insurance, because I wholeheartedly have a desire to help and educate. I feel that when we walk in our purpose, we do something to help others, we are rewarded in the end. God, I feel, rewards me in life and health and keeping my kids together. The money is always going to come if you're doing something that you're supposed to be doing. But for me, it was more so educating those that just don't understand. Because how can you have on a $250 pair of shoes and you can't invest $50 in a policy every month? Like, that's backwards. That makes absolutely no sense. How can you not have a life insurance policy yet? You got Netflix, you got Prime, you got your internet bill, you got insurance that you pay for on the cell phone that you probably never use, because I'm one of those. I pay for insurance on my phone. Rarely had to use it, but I still have it just in case. How can you have all of these small, minor subscriptions, but you don't have life insurance? Like, you go to work every day and something can happen every day. If nothing else is guaranteed, the day that we are born, we are alive, but we also have a date that we will expire. So we are not here forever. A lot of us aren't living to see 60. Some people, God's will, we get older in our 80s and 90s and get to see the world turns and as it goes. But
make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.
More